everybody? Welcome back to a new episode of the Beyond Dusk Show. It's your host, Elvis, and I swear I probably recorded this intro like maybe 10 times at this point. I had like mic issues and a whole bunch of issues, but we're here. And I honestly couldn't have been more or be more excited for what just happened last night. I slept good. I woke up fantastic. Why does that happen? Why is that happening? Bro, we're going with it. Whatever. I couldn't have slept any better. Warriors won Game 7 by the grace of Buddy Hield. Somehow, in some way, Buddy Hield had his best game in the biggest game of his career. Somehow. Like, if I was... if anybody bet on Buddy Hield to drop 30, like, please let me know what made you do that. And you're probably that's like having like Bitcoin before it blew up, right? Because nobody on this planet believed that Buddy Hield was gonna be able to do that. But yeah, Buddy Hield game, Game 7 Buddy, that's a thing now. Game 7 Buddy. Buddy Hield hit 9 threes in an elimination game. In a Game 7, and honestly, I am just so relieved that game is over. I don't remember the last time that I was like that nervous for a game. That game just held a lot of weight, at least for me personally. Not personally, but like I feel like that game held a ton of weight. And not only just because of the context of like, yo, the Warriors are gonna be sent home, but I think just being in the brink of blowing another 3-1 lead is like, yo, please. I as you probably know, I am a very big Steph Curry fan. Like I think that he's the GOAT point guard, like of all time. I think he's the GOAT. And I wouldn't, and my friends know that. People know that I'm a big Steph Curry fan. I like to think that I'm not biased, but I'm sure that I am. I try to back up my stuff with like, you know, with stats and not just like fanboy. But if he had blown another 3-1 lead, I don't think that I would have been able to step out the house. Or I probably would have to log off. I probably would have to log off Instagram and everything because everybody would have just been destroying me. People love to troll me about Curry now. Like, imagine. So, for me personally, this was a big win because I wasn't gonna have to deal with that. What came with that, you know? Like, there's no way Curry is in the GOAT talk. Like, you probably saw it in like the comments already. Like, if of like whatever basketball post, like, yo, if Curry blows another lead, it's clipped for him. It's over for him. So he did it. So we are still on track to get Steph Curry his fifth ring. So let's see what happens. What happens. But I wanted to open up this show by giving Buddy Hield his flowers. That's first and foremost. Give him his flowers. I have not said anything really nice about Buddy Hield since September, which is, by the way, the beginning of the season. Buddy Hield went on like an insane like 20 point a game like stretch where everybody was like, oh shit, oh my god, he's better than Klay Thompson. They got the next Klay Thompson. Oh my god. It was just he after he went on that crazy run, he pretty much just fell apart. He wasn't good defensively. He was making a lot of stupid airhead plays, and I didn't trust Buddy with the ball at all, ever. Honestly, anything with if the ball wasn't on his hands, I was fine with whatever happened, right? So I really want to say thank you, number one, to Buddy Hield, but also I want to just give him his flowers. Like, dude, you saved the game. You came up. You did what you had to do, and that takes a lot of courage, number one. And you gotta have some balls, bro, to shoot that many shots in a Game 7. Like, he was like, yo, I'm letting this fucking thing fly, bro. So, Buddy Hield, thank you. And I'm just happy to be able to watch a little bit more of like just playoff games, you know. Let me just fix my mic. I'm just happy to see a little bit more playoffs. So I'm cool with that. Number 2, I want to give a shout out to Draymond Green. Draymond Green, man, the intangibles. Those are a lot of things that won't come up on the stat sheet. I know a lot of people say that, but Those are the things that don't come up on stat sheets. The defensive stops, blowing up plays. Um, what else? Oh, in this game, yeah, he was offensive. Like he was offensive. He was aggressive, going to the rack, shooting the three, up and down the court. Dude, he. I don't understand. I don't know how many times he got like stops at the rim, and just to run the start the fast break for the rest of the team. Like those are the little things that people feel like Draymond Green is scrub, but Draymond Green does a lot of the small things that nobody else does, and it makes an impact, especially when you're talking about the top the top like 1% of players, the top 0.5% of players at the highest level of competition. Like that that stuff matters, and that stuff that's what makes the difference for people, for games, right? So Draymond Green, wow, man, moving forward in the series, dude, we're gonna need that. We're gonna need him to be locked in. We're gonna need him to be locked the fuck in. Anthony Edwards and those guys, man, that's probably gonna be a much harder matchup than the Rockets. So we're gonna need a couple threes a game, Draymond, and we're gonna need that fake DHO straight to the rack, Draymond. You know what I mean? Do fast breaks straight to the rack, Draymond. Like, dude, whatever offense that you can squeeze out, like, make sure you do that. Next topic, and I'm kind of going through these a little quickly. Jonathan Kuminga, bro. It sucks to see because you know that he's kind of rusty and he hasn't necessarily played too much. And his contribution is just you can see that he's just not ready for the moment. And it sucks because you're like, wow, like if you reach the potential that we all know that you can reach, like you would be such a big part of this run and this team, and it just hasn't panned out that way. And it really that injury in the middle of the season that he got really derailed that for him, like completely derailed that for him. I wonder how comfortable and how many points a game he will be averaging right now if he didn't get injured. And I believe like right now he will probably be like him, Jimmy Butler, and Jonathan Kuminga will be like the big three, like the big three. So yeah, so they would definitely be the big three, and I think that we would have been in a much more like just better position in the playoffs, or just overall like in the standings. So all in all, great performance from everybody. Buddy Hield came out in pretty much just held the offensive load for everybody until Curry got warmed up in the second half and took over and put the ball in the game. So honestly, I couldn't be more happy with that performance. I'm just relieved that game 7 is over. I was just super anxious the whole entire time. But now we really got to just focus up on what's next. And I don't know if I'm just being arrogant and overconfident, but the 7th seed Warriors just beat the 2 seed Rockets. I don't think people are giving that enough credit. Like, that is not an easy task. And that is not an easy team to beat. The Rockets are good. Like, I don't think the people are giving their credit to the Rockets. People are not giving them credit. They had a historic defense. That zone that they put out, the 2 big men in they are playing on a super high level, and they're literally one piece away from becoming a title, like actual title contenders. They're one really if they have one number one option, imagine Devin Booker on the Rockets. Imagine you just had that one score, man. I wouldn't want to see the Rockets if they were consistent on the offensive end. We would have been cooked completely cooked. Jalen Green is not that guy. And this series shows that. And I'm pretty sure that they're probably going to put him on the trade block to try to get something a little bit more consistent, because that's their downfall was their inconsistency. When they were playing at their best, they 30-balled us. Took us out. But that doesn't happen enough. And in the NBA, you need consistency to be great, right? So I don't think people are giving the Rockets enough credit, and I don't know if the Rockets had worse defense than the Timberwolves. I know the Timberwolves have Rudy Gobert, and I know they have Naz Reid, Julius Randle. Like, they have a really long lineup, like tall people, tall guards. But are they really more defensive than the Rockets, right? Think about that. I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. Tari Eason, Dylan Brooks, Şengün's not a defender. But like, these long Amen Thompson, like, these guys are like draped all over Steph Curry the entire series, like grabbing him the way that they play defense. I don't think that Minnesota is gonna be able to replicate that. I think Minnesota's only option is to outscore the Warriors, which is possible. The Warriors are not that consistent offensively. And I think that people are just chalking it up too quickly. I've heard it in multiple different occasions that the Wolves are going to sweep the Warriors. I look, and I know that I'm biased to some degree. I just don't see that happening. I just don't see it happening. I think that Anthony Edwards is a star. But does he have what it takes to close out a game 7? Like, have we seen that? He walked through the Lakers, and I don't know why people were giving such a big deal to the Lakers this year. The Lakers had no defense. Anybody could have walked through them. Anybody that knew how to shoot the basketball could have done whatever to them. They had zero defense. So I understand that the hype is real and big for Anthony Edwards, but I think the only person that's gonna really give the Warriors trouble is Naz Reid. Like, honestly speaking, he's a notorious Warrior killer, and we usually get cooked by the six men. Like, that's kind of like the Warriors thing to do, right? But Anthony Edwards is like, well, all right. So this is what I would do. I would just make him make tough decisions and tough choices on the block, right? Get him to the middle of the floor and make him make a tough choice, right? Are you going to swing it? Where are you swinging it? Double him on the top, make him pass out of traps. He's a relatively big guard, right? Like, what is he, 6'4"? Like an okay big guard, but he's really athletic. And yeah, that's kind of that would be my strategy to it. And again, he could prove me wrong. Like, this could be his showing out. Like, this could be his time and his moment. And if that's what it is, man, I like Anthony Edwards. I'm an Anthony Edwards fan. I like him a lot. I would rather lose to the Timberwolves than the Rockets, TBH. But I don't know. Like, I'm not saying I don't fear them. I'm not saying I don't fear them. But I don't feel that bad against them. I was nervous against the Rockets. I didn't think I thought we were gonna maybe get packed up in like 5 or 6. So when we went up on a 3-1, I still wasn't feeling okay. Like, I still felt like that defense could still stop us. But I guess, I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited for it. I'm super excited for it. I just think that people are really sleeping on the Warriors. Like, I don't know. Anthony Edwards is definitely going to have a big game. I wonder what Steve Kerr is going to match up, right? Well, you have Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle, Naz Reid, and Rudy Gobert. That's a humongous lineup. That's a super huge lineup. You assume that Looney's going to get some minutes. Right, this is a Loon or QP. QP will probably shoot that boy out the floor. They both have two. They both have two 7-foot shooters. 7-foot shooters. So I don't know. This is gonna be a super good series. I'm nervous more than ever. And we'll see. Anyways, moving on. We kind of spent too much time on that topic. Anyways, moving on. Who do I got for the series? I'm hoping the Warriors pull it out. I'm really hoping. I'm not that I'm only hoping, but I actually really do believe the Warriors can pull this out. I think this might go to like a game 6. Oh, I can't even give you a solid like game number. That like this could be. I don't even know. We might get packed up in 6. We might get packed up in 7. But I know that it'll go to a 6 for sure. I hope. I hope so. All right, Knicks versus Celtics. Game 1 is actually currently happening right now. Um, I look, and I know that I might come off as a Knicks hater. The Knicks is I love the Knicks. I'm from New York. I am a Knicks fan. I just expect so much from the Knicks, and I wish that Tom Thibodeau was a little bit more versatile on offense. Watching Jalen Brunson dribble the ball for 20 seconds a shot clock is boring basketball. So I tend to get really bored watching that. Maybe just because I watch the Warriors as well, and it just seems more like exciting to watch, like all just the ball movement. And they also kind of annoy me because they don't involve Cat that much. Cat's the best shooter on the team. Like, why is he not shooting them? Like, why is he not shooting threes? Like 8 threes a game. Like, dude, shoot more. But I think that everybody knows the Celtics are gonna win this series. I gave the Celtics to win in 5. But if the Knicks take one, if the Knicks take tonight, then that 5 is going out the window. I would be very surprised if the Knicks win at Boston. So that's my pick. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. The Celtics are a complete team. They have better bigs. They're much larger. They could defend Jalen Brunson very well. So, and I'm just saying this without even looking at the score. Imagine like the Celtics are getting like destroyed. I'll be pretty happy. I'll be the first on the MSG, TBH. But I hope the Knicks put up a good fight. But I think everybody kind of expects them to lose that. OKC versus Nuggies, Chicken Nuggies. That I think that's gonna be the best one. Like the script writers couldn't have done a better job, right? We have the MVPs going head to head. Like wow, like that like I don't know. That's cool to me. I'm super excited for that one. That one I'm gonna watch all of them. I don't know. I wouldn't put any picks on it. I think it's going to Game 7. I would hope so. I want to get as many games out of this matchup as possible, and I hope nobody gets hurt. That's my only thing. I feel like these really cool matchups come along, and then somehow it gets like taken away. So I hope that this one goes all the way to 7. Everybody's healthy and they're just balling. I give it to OKC though. I think OKC will eventually they'll pull away. Chet Holmgren, they have just a more complete team, and Jamal Murray is too inconsistent for my liking. Way too inconsistent for me. And that's really all I have. I know that there isn't much to talk about, but this is more just like a celebration episode. I'm looking forward to the next second round, and everything that's leading up to it. Oh, also, but in this, I don't even have this in my notes. I tuned in to the end of the Pacers and Cavs game. Yo, the Pacers took that. I'm super impressed with the Pacers. I thought the Cavs were gonna just walk through them, but truth be told, I haven't seen barely any Cavs games. I barely see any Pacer games. I'm not too sure what they really look like besides their records and highlights here and there. So I could have just been completely wrong about the Pacers, or I just thought way too highly of the Cavs. Who knows? So I'm just super surprised that the Pacers took that. I know that the Cavs are missing Darius Garland, so I don't know how big of an impact he plays on that team, but I would assume that he plays a lot if the Pacers took that from them. So I was just super surprised. I thought that was cool. I thought that was cool. I like Tyrese Halliburton. I like him a lot. And Obi Toppin's from New York too, so I always rock with him. All right, what's next? All right, and the last thing that I want to talk about, the Last of Us episode. I thought it was much better. I like how when Dina and Ellie finally get to the lighthouse, to the TV station, you see all the wolves with the guts hanging out and things like that. if you got tuned into my last episode, like that was my biggest thing was that I really wanted it to be more gross and more gory. Just show the really ugliness of that world because that was a big part of the games, right? And like, it was just uncomfortably graphic. Not graphic. It was graphic, but it's not just because it's bloody. It's just like the gruesomeness of like the world was really impactful. It was part of the story. It was part of it, right? Like you are in an ugly place when you play that game. So, I really like how they didn't shy away from that, and I like how they cut the TV station was 10 minutes of the whole show. Like, if you play the game, that part is about an hour, I think, right? Maybe not an hour, but I feel like that part was really long, and I like how they kind of just went through it really quickly, and I like how they put the chase scene with that scene. I believe those are two different parts, like two different days, in the game. I haven't played it in a while, but I thought the zombie chase scene in the like through the subway was really cool. By the way, spoiler alert. The part where Ellie sticks her hand up and takes the bite for Dina, I thought that part was fucking sick. I really, really like that part. I like how they did that. And additionally, my only con, my bad, I'm just changing the and I would say the only con that I have so far with the show, besides the stuff that I was mentioning before, is that I feel like Ellie looks a little too happy, no? Right? Or I don't know. I might just be bugging, but she seems like she's having fun. A ton of fun. Like Bella, whatever her name is, it just looks like she's having too much fun. Like she looks too happy. In the game, like you see her distress. There isn't really that much time for her to have like a laugh and enjoyment. Her small conversations when she's riding a horse with Dina and them. Those are the parts where you kind of see her like unwind a little bit. But maybe we don't get that enough. Maybe we're not. Maybe that's what the show is highlighting. Like, hey, like these are their moments together. But I just feel like she's a little too happy for me. I kind of forgot that Joel died this episode. Like, I mean, not this episode, but I forgot that Joel died a little bit. Like, what's the reason we're doing this? Oh yeah, Joel died. She's over here rocking out on the guitar, singing to her girl, finger blasting her girl. Like, she's lit right now. She's having a great time. So, I don't know. I think they need to just make her a little bit more sad, man. Give her make her sad. I still think that the game pulled it off much better. The whole reveal of all that stuff. She said, "Oh, I'm immune. I'm pregnant." Then they start fucking. Like, I don't know. It just wasn't that wasn't that like cool to me. It didn't interest me that much. But I thought it was good. I thought it was great. I really liked the episode. But yeah, look, I'm gonna wrap it up there. This is definitely one of the shorter episodes, but it was just more like of a, I guess, like celebration and relief that we made it out of the game 7. I'm trying to find a way to download and record the games just because I have so many notes of each game that I want to do a breakdown, but I'm still trying to figure out what's the best way for me to get those clips, without recording it on my phone like a dweeb, like that looks crazy. So yeah. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm probably gonna do another episode in like maybe midweek, like Thursday or Friday, just to kind of recap tomorrow's game. Which again, I'm just gonna be a nervous disaster for it. But yeah. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for listening. And I will catch you on the next one. See you.